this. Your desires are the product. Your attention is the currency. And the more comfortable you become, the more powerless you are. This is the velvet cage, the soft trap, the silent war you never signed up for. Huxley's prophecy was not just a warning about the future. It was a mirror for our present. A society where pleasure has replaced discipline, where dopamine has replaced meaning, where consumption has replaced freedom. And you feel it, don't you? The quiet fear, the frustration that you're wasting your time, your energy, your life. You scroll while your strength rots. You indulge while your will withers. And deep down, you are being controlled. But listen carefully. The fact that you are here, hearing these words, proves something dangerous. It proves you are not like the rest. Most people will never notice the cage. They will laugh, they will consume, they will die sedated. But you have glimpsed the truth. And once you see the trap, you can break it. By the end of this video, you will understand how the pleasure trap has been weaponized against humanity.
I don't like playing
You will see the invisible system that feeds on your weakness, and you will know how to resist. This is not entertainment, this is not comfort, this is initiation. The question is simple. Will you stay sedated? Or will you wake up and take back control? You have been told freedom means options. Endless shows to watch, endless foods to eat, endless apps to scroll, choice, choice, choice. But what if choice isn't freedom at all? What if choice is the perfect distraction, the velvet rope that keeps you docile, obedient, and entertained, while your real freedom rots away? This is the velvet cage, the prison that doesn't feel like a prison because its walls are padded with comfort. Think about it. In the past, rulers had to chain bodies, silence voices, crush rebellions with force. Today, they don't need to. They don't need soldiers dragging you to a cell. They only need to drag your attention to a screen. They don't need to whip you into obedience. They only need to seduce you with comfort, and you submit willingly. You hand over your mind, your will, your life force, smiling while you do it. This is exactly what Aldous Huxley warned us about in Brave New World. Not a dictatorship of fear, but a dictatorship of pleasure. In Orwell's world, people were beaten into silence. In Huxley's world, people begged for their own chains. Which world do you live in? Look at the evidence. You binge shows for hours, hypnotized by glowing pixels. You devour food engineered to make you hungrier. You scroll through endless videos, unable to stop,
oh my God, fucking
as the
real.
algorithm learns what makes you tick better than you do. Do you feel free? Or do you feel trapped inside a cage so soft, so velvet-lined that you barely notice the bars? Huxley called this drug Soma, a pill that made citizens docile, happy, and incapable of rebellion. And you already have your Soma. It's the dopamine drip from your phone, the sugar crash from your late-night snack, the cheap dopamine hit from likes, notifications, and fleeting pleasures. You don't fight because you don't feel the pain of chains. You don't rebel because comfort feels better than courage. And slowly, day by day, you become weaker, softer, more sedated. Do you know why this is so dangerous? Because comfort kills the part of you that hungers for greatness. Comfort suffocates ambition. Comfort makes you predictable, programmable, easy to control, and the system thrives on that. It doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care about your potential. It only cares that you keep consuming, that you keep scrolling, that you stay too comfortable to fight back. Every hour you waste inside this velvet cage is another piece of your freedom gone, another piece of your strength surrendered, another piece of your life harvested. Do you feel it? That quiet shame? The sense that you're giving away something sacred every time you choose the easy option over the hard one? That's not an accident. That's the design. And here's the truth no one wants to admit. You are not being entertained. You are being pacified. You are not being comforted. You are being controlled. History has proven this again and again. The Roman emperors gave their people bread and circuses, food and entertainment, while the empire collapsed around them. The crowd cheered, sedated, too distracted to revolt. Today, nothing has changed. Only the tools are more sophisticated. Your circuses are streaming platforms. Your bread is delivered in neat little boxes, ready in 10 minutes or less. And you cheer for your own sedation. Do you see it now? The velvet cage is not forced on you. You walk into it, and once you're inside, you don't want to leave because the cage feels good. It feels safe. It feels comfortable. But comfort is the slowest poison. It rots your strength. It kills your willpower. It blinds you to the fact that you're not free. And here is the paradox that should haunt you. The more comfortable you are, the less free you become. Huxley was right. Your prison isn't built from fear or force or violence. Your prison is built from pleasure, a cage so soft you don't want to escape. But I need you to understand something. If you can see the velvet cage, if you can admit that you're trapped, you've already taken the first step that most will never take. Because most people will stay inside until they die, smiling, sedated, never knowing they wasted the only life they had. But you're not most people. You're here. You're listening. And that tells me something dangerous. You might be ready to break free. You think you're in control. You think your thoughts, your cravings, your choices belong to you. They don't. They belong to the chemical dictator that rules your brain, dopamine. Dopamine is not happiness. It's not pleasure. It's the spark of anticipation, the itch of desire, the restless hunger that drives you to act. It whispers, press the button, take the bite, check the screen. And the moment you obey, you get a hit. Not enough to satisfy you, just enough to keep you hooked. This is the invisible dictatorship, and you have been living under its rule your entire life. Every app, every platform, every system you touch is built on this fact. They know your brain better than you do. They know how to trap you in loops you can't escape. And they don't need whips or chains. They just need to keep you pressing the lever. B.F. Skinner proved it decades ago with his rats. He put them in boxes with levers. Every time the rat pressed the lever, a pellet dropped. At first, the rat pressed when it was hungry. But then Skinner added a twist: variable rewards. Sometimes the lever gave food, sometimes nothing, sometimes a jackpot. And suddenly, the rats couldn't stop. They pressed the lever again and again, desperate, addicted, controlled. Now look at yourself. Every swipe on your screen is a lever. Every notification is a pellet. Every like, every ding, every scroll into the endless abyss of content is Skinner's experiment reborn. Only now, you're the rat. Do you see how disgusting this is? Do you see how humiliating it is to realize you are no different than an animal pressing a lever for crumbs of dopamine? They built an empire on this. Corporations, governments, advertisers, all using dopamine as their weapon. They don't need to force you to comply. You comply willingly because your brain has been rewired to crave its next hit. You call it checking your feed, you call it a snack, you call it just one more video.
Just one more game.
It's not freedom, it's programming. And here's the darkest part. You never get enough. Dopamine doesn't work that way. The more you get, the more you need. The hit wears off, the hunger grows louder, and you chase harder. This is not pleasure, this is slavery dressed as satisfaction. Aldous Huxley saw it coming. He wrote about Soma, a drug that kept people compliant and content. Today, Soma is not a pill. It's an endless loop of dopamine triggers built into every corner of your life. Your favorite shows, your favorite apps, your favorite foods. All of it engineered, all of it weaponized, all of it designed to keep you chasing the next pellet. And while you chase, your time is stolen. Your attention is harvested. Your life is consumed. The system doesn't even hide it. They brag about it. Tech executives admit they design platforms to be addictive. Food scientists admit they engineer flavors to hijack your cravings. Politicians admit they use entertainment to pacify the masses. You laugh, you scroll, you click, and you obey. But you don't have to. You can break this dictatorship. Because here's the truth. Dopamine is not your enemy. It's a tool. The problem is, you've let others weaponize it against you. They point it at you like a gun, and you keep pulling the trigger on yourself. What if you could take it back? What if you could control when and where you get the hit, instead of being its slave? That's the power hidden in this realization. Most people will stay rats pressing levers. They will die, addicted, distracted, and proud of their obedience. But not you. The fact that you are still listening proves you are ready to see through the illusion. And once you see the dictator for what it is, you can dethrone it. You can stop pressing the lever. You can stop chasing crumbs. You can stop being the rat and become the one who sets the rules. This is the choice in front of you. Remain sedated or reclaim sovereignty over your own mind. The dictatorship is real, but it only survives if you obey. You have been told that choice is freedom, that the more options you have, the freer you are. But what if choice isn't freedom at all? What if choice is the cage itself? Look around at modern life. Hundreds of streaming platforms, thousands of shows, millions of videos, songs, and products at your fingertips. You spend hours deciding, scrolling, browsing, but never truly choosing. This is not freedom. This is distraction disguised as freedom. Think about it. When everything is available, nothing is valuable. When every path leads to the same place, sedation, consumption, obedience, then choice is not a gift. It's a trick. This trick isn't new. The Romans perfected it with their bread and circuses. Keep the crowds fed, keep them entertained, drown them in endless spectacles of blood and glory. And while they cheered for the games, their empire crumbled around them. But they didn't care. They had their bread, they had their circuses. You live in the same system today. Only the bread is processed sugar, and the circuses are glowing screens. You scroll past 10,000 options on Netflix and feel overwhelmed. But no matter what you pick, the result is the same. Another night wasted, another dream abandoned, another piece of yourself surrendered. And you call this freedom, you call this power, number. This is slavery by distraction. Here's the paradox they don't want you to see. The more choices you're given, the less power you actually have. Because endless choice keeps you in perpetual hesitation. You hesitate, you overthink, you delay. And in the time you waste deciding, your life is slipping away. Real freedom doesn't come from infinite options. Real freedom comes from the strength to choose the difficult path, to say no to the easy abundance of distractions, and yes to the rare narrow road of meaning. But the system has no interest in you discovering this. That's why it floods you with choices you don't need. It gives you infinite feeds, endless categories, bottomless menus. Because when you are drowning in options, you never notice the one choice that truly matters. The choice to break free. And it works. Most people stay distracted until the day they die. They laugh, they scroll, they binge, they consume. And when their life is over, they realize the truth too late. They never chose anything. They only reacted to the choices placed in front of them. That's not freedom, that's programming. And here's the part that should make you angry. You've been tricked into celebrating your own imprisonment. You celebrate the number of shows available. You celebrate the newest flavors, the newest apps, the newest distractions. You think abundance is proof of power, but it's proof of weakness. It proves that you've been fooled into mistaking variety for victory. Huxley knew this. He warned that when comfort and distraction replace meaning, society doesn't need tyrants anymore. It only needs pleasure, and people will line up to enslave themselves. So, let me ask you directly. How many hours have you lost drowning in fake freedom? How many dreams have you traded for options that never mattered? How much of your life has been swallowed by the illusion of choice? This is not freedom. This is not power. This is the game you were never meant to win. But you're starting to see through it, aren't you? You feel the frustration. You feel the anger. You know the choices are not yours, that the system has rigged the game. And that anger is the beginning of real freedom. Because once you realize the choices are fake, you can stop playing their game. And you can start making your own. Comfort feels good. A soft bed, warm food, entertainment on demand. You tell yourself you've earned it. You tell yourself you deserve it. But comfort is the most dangerous chain ever forged. Why? Because comfort kills the very thing that makes you human, your will. It dulls your edge, rots your discipline, and makes you predictable. A man addicted to comfort is not free. He is submissive. He is manageable. He is weak. Look at yourself honestly. How often do you avoid the hard thing because the easy thing is available? How many times have you chosen scrolling instead of studying, fast food instead of cooking, excuses instead of effort? Every time you choose comfort, you surrender a piece of yourself, and over time, those pieces add up, until nothing is left but a soft shell of who you could have been. This is why the powerful don't need to fight you. They don't need to beat you into obedience. They only need to keep you comfortable, because a man who fears discomfort will never rebel. A man who can't endure pain will never resist. A man who clings to comfort will always bow when ordered. Marcus Aurelius knew this 2,000 years ago. The Stoics trained themselves in discomfort, fasting, cold, hardship, not because they enjoyed suffering, but because they understood its purpose. Discomfort builds resilience. It hardens the mind. It forges freedom. And yet, here you are, living in Huxley's nightmare, a soma society where every struggle is numbed by convenience, every hunger instantly satisfied, every discomfort avoided at all costs. You think you're living well, but in truth, you're being softened into obedience. Ask yourself, when was the last time you did something truly difficult? Something uncomfortable, painful, exhausting? When was the last time you denied yourself the easy option and chose the hard one instead? If you can't remember, then you are already in chains. Not chains of iron, chains of comfort. And here's the brutal truth. Comfort doesn't just make you weak, it makes you replaceable. The system doesn't need strong individuals. It needs compliant consumers. People who obey, who buy, who scroll, who never question. Comfort ensures you'll be exactly that. But here's the paradox. The very thing you avoid is the thing that sets you free. Discomfort is the key. Struggle is the cure. Pain is the proof you're alive.
Yes.
You've been lied to. You were told happiness comes from avoiding discomfort, but real strength, real freedom, real sovereignty comes only from embracing it. So ask yourself right now, will you keep hiding in comfort, soft and predictable? Or will you step into discomfort, forge resilience, and reclaim your power? Most won't. Most will stay sedated, shackled by softness, until their last breath. But you're still here. And that means something dangerous. It means you might be ready to break your comfort chains. Wars are no longer fought with swords or guns. They are fought with screens, with signals, with pleasures so soft you never recognize them as weapons. And make no mistake, you are in a war. Every ping of your phone, every ad that flashes across your feed, every sugary bite, every dopamine spike, every distraction you welcome with a smile. It is not neutral. It is ammunition. Ammunition in a war for your sovereignty. You think you're being entertained, you think you're being served, but in reality, you are being subdued. Edward Bernays, the father of modern propaganda, understood this better than anyone. He said that those who control the mechanisms of society, media, advertising, culture, control the masses without the masses ever knowing it. He didn't just theorize this, he built it. He turned citizens into consumers, desires into products, and freedom into obedience. And what do you think happened after Bernays? His strategies were adopted, perfected, and industrialized. Today, every corporation, every platform, every government uses the same weapons. Not bullets, but pleasures. Not force, but seduction. Neil Postman warned us too. He wrote that we would not be destroyed by what we fear, but by what we love. Not by Orwell's boots stamping on faces, but by Huxley's soma, injected through entertainment. He titled his book, Amusing Ourselves to Death. And isn't that exactly what you see? A generation drowning in laughter, memes, shows, games, and distractions. Too amused to notice they're dying inside. And you're part of it. Scrolling, clicking, consuming. Calling it relaxation, calling it leisure, calling it freedom. When it is in fact, compliance. This is the silent war. No bombs, no tanks, no alarms. Just a slow, invisible conquest of your mind. One notification at a time. And the genius of this war is that you don't even resist. You welcome it. You beg for it. You reach for your chains, smiling. That's why this is more terrifying than any visible dictatorship. Because you don't see the enemy. You don't see the battlefield. And when you don't see a war, you never fight back. But the war is real. It is fought over your attention. It is fought over your time. It is fought over your very sense of self. And if you lose this war, you don't just lose freedom. You lose the ability to even remember what freedom was. Look around you. Most already have. They don't question. They don't rebel. They consume, they scroll, they obey. They have been subdued so completely that they mistake obedience for choice. But you are different. You can feel it, that suspicion gnawing at you, that unease every time you notice how easily you're hooked, that fear that maybe, just maybe, you are being played like a puppet. That fear is your advantage. It means you still see. And if you see, you can resist. The war is silent. But your awakening does not have to be. You've seen the velvet cage. You've felt the dopamine dictatorship. You've recognized the illusion of choice. You've admitted the chains of comfort. And you've uncovered the silent war. Now comes the question that decides everything. Will you stay sedated, or will you break the trap? Because here's the paradox that few ever understand. The real mark of power is not indulgence. It's resistance. Anyone can consume. Anyone can obey their cravings. Anyone can be seduced by pleasure. That's why the masses are weak, because pleasure makes them predictable. But the rare ones, the untouchable ones, they are forged in refusal. They become sovereign not by chasing pleasure, but by denying it. Think of the ancient Stoics, Marcus Aurelius sleeping on the floor when he could have slept on silk, Seneca fasting when he could have feasted. They weren't masochists. They understood a brutal truth. The man who can endure discomfort cannot be controlled. And now, it's your turn. The system doesn't fear your consumption. It feeds on it. What it fears is your rebellion. And rebellion begins with saying no. No to the endless scroll. No to the algorithm's hooks. No to the cheap dopamine that drains your strength. Each refusal is not weakness. It is training. It is discipline. It is sovereignty. When you put down the phone instead of scrolling, you're not losing entertainment. You're gaining control. When you sit with hunger instead of reaching for junk food, you're not suffering. You're proving your will is stronger than your cravings. When you step into discomfort instead of hiding in comfort, you are declaring war on the system that thrives on your sedation. This is how you break the trap. You fast, not just from food, but from entertainment. You cut the cord for a day, for a week, and watch the fog lift. At first you will itch, tremble, crave, like any addict deprived of his drug. But if you endure, you will feel the shift. The silence becomes power. The emptiness becomes clarity. You design friction into your life. Delete the shortcuts that make you weak. Remove the apps that consume you. Hide the buttons that trigger you. Make the easy path harder, and watch your strength return. You embrace discomfort. Cold showers, hard training, early mornings, saying no when every part of you screams yes. Not because these things are glamorous, but because they are weapons. Weapons that sharpen you while the rest of the world dulls itself into obedience. And finally, you perform symbolic rebellion. Small acts that remind you daily, I am not like them. I will not be sedated. Refusing to binge when others drown in shows. Choosing silence when others drown in noise. Writing, creating, building. While others rot in comfort. These acts may look small, but they are not. They are declarations. They are signals to yourself and to the system. I cannot be controlled. Do you feel it? That surge in your chest? That fire in your gut? That whisper in your mind saying, this is what I was meant for? That is not motivation. That is power, real power. Because you're not just resisting a habit. You're resisting an entire system built to keep you weak. You're breaking chains older than you. Chains designed by governments, corporations, and architects of control. Chains that billions will never see, but you do. And once you see, you cannot unsee. Most people will never reach this point. They will stay in the velvet cage, pressing the dopamine lever, drowning in fake choices, rotting in comfort, pacified in the silent war. But you are different. You are still here. You are listening. And that proves something rare. You are one of the few who can transform. And transformation is not a thought. It is an act. So here is your initiation. The next time you feel the pull of the trap, pause, don't obey, refuse, even once, even for a moment. That small act of rebellion is where sovereignty begins. Do it again and again. Each refusal forges you. Each resistance strengthens you. Until one day, you look in the mirror and realize the weak, sedated version of you has died. And in his place stands someone untouchable. The world doesn't want you to reach this point. The system fears it. Because a man who cannot be sedated is a man who cannot be controlled. And that is who you are becoming. Not a consumer, not a slave,
Oh my God.
not a rat
All
pressing
these
levers,
truths,
but
I cannot
sovereign,
handle it.
untouchable, free. Stop scrolling, stop numbing, stop surrendering. You've seen the cage, you've felt the chains. You know the truth now. Comfort is poison, dopamine is a leash, choice is an illusion, and entertainment is a weapon. Most will hear this and do nothing. They'll nod, they'll agree, and then they'll go back to the feed, back to the noise, back to sedation. But you cannot afford that, not anymore, because every time you give in, every time you choose comfort, you are choosing slavery. You are choosing weakness. You are choosing to remain a product in someone else's system. And that ends here. This is not entertainment. This is initiation. This is the line in the sand. You either step over it or you stay trapped. The choice is not about this video. The choice is about your life. Will you keep living as the rat pressing levers for crumbs of dopamine? Or will you become the rare one who sees the trap, breaks it, and rises sovereign? Most will stay blind. Most will stay weak. Most will stay comfortable until the end. But you are still here. You didn't click away. You didn't run back to sedation. That proves you are not like the rest. That proves you are one of the few. And the few must stand together. This channel is not for the masses. It's for those who refuse sedation. It's for those who see through the velvet cage. It's for those who are ready to rise untouchable. So, subscribe now. Not as a casual click, but as a declaration. A declaration that you will not be like them, that you will not drown in comfort, that you will not be harvested, sedated, or subdued. Consider this your initiation. The system will keep fighting to control you. Every ping, every ad, every distraction will try to pull you back into the cage. But now you have a choice the masses will never see. Resist. Stop apologizing. Stop explaining. Stop waiting. This is your command. Resist the pleasure trap. Reclaim your mind and rise sovereign.
We will live long lives. We will be victorious. We shall overcome. Our guns shall bring us victory. You have done well. Thank you, brother. We will drive them from our lands. We are the best. Agreed.
You have been living your life on autopilot, day after day. Wake up, work, scroll, sleep. You laugh when you're supposed to laugh. You nod when you're supposed to nod. You follow the rules without even knowing who wrote them. And you think this is freedom. You think this is choice. But deep down, you have always felt it. A strange tension. A quiet whisper that something isn't real. Then one day, it happens. A fracture in the mask. A split second of clarity. Maybe it's when you're at a party, surrounded by people performing joy, and you notice the deadness in their eyes. Maybe it's when you scroll endlessly through smiling faces online and realize they're not smiling at all. They're selling.
I agree.
Or maybe it's when you look in the mirror and admit for the first time that you don't recognize the role you've been playing. That's when you see it, the script. Invisible lines handed to you before you were even born. Lines that told you what to study, who to love, when to marry, when to kneel, when to obey. Lines written by a society terrified of what would happen if you ever stopped performing. You see how everyone around you is just reciting. At work, they repeat the corporate jargon they don't believe. At church, they echo prayers without feeling. At home, they recycle the same small talk, the same tired cliches, the same safe smiles. Actors, everywhere. And you realize the play never ends. But here's the terrifying part. Once you see the script, you can't unsee it. You can't laugh at the fake jokes anymore. You can't sit through the empty rituals without feeling sick. You can't pretend that belonging is real when all you see is performance. You've crossed a threshold, and the crowd will never forgive you for it, because the moment you see the script, You stop being a fellow actor. You become a mirror. And mirrors are hated, not loved. Socrates was forced to drink poison because he held a mirror to Athens. Nietzsche went mad because he refused the comfort of illusions. Galileo was silenced because he spoke a truth the script couldn't allow. This is the law. Society will tolerate anything, except those who refuse their role. And now, that includes you. You thought awakening would make you free. Instead, it makes you untouchable. You thought you'd finally belong to something real. Instead, you realize you belong nowhere. That is the cost of seeing too clearly. That is the curse of knowing the lines. You are no longer in the audience. You are no longer on the stage. You are outside. And once you step outside, there is no way back. Look around you. What do you see? People living or people performing? You've walked through crowded streets, sat in classrooms, worked in offices, and you've noticed it. The lines are rehearsed. The smiles are staged. The laughter is hollow. This isn't life. It's theater. Everywhere you go, you to survive the expectations. Without it, he said, society would collapse. But with it, the individual collapses instead. You've worn it too. You know the weight of it. At your job, you pretend to care about tasks that bore you. With friends, you laugh at jokes you don't find funny. With family, you play the role of the dutiful child, never daring to speak the truths that would shatter the dinner table peace. It works, for a while. The mask keeps you safe. It gives you approval. It buys you belonging. But here's the lie. The mask doesn't protect you. It erases you. Think of the herd that Nietzsche warned about. The masses who surrender their individuality for the warm comfort of belonging. The herd survives, yes, but only as shadows, only as echoes of each other. The herd is safe. The herd is accepted. But the herd is never alive. And here's the brutal truth. You've been part of that herd. Every time you nodded when you wanted to speak. Every time you silenced yourself to avoid conflict. Every time you chose approval over honesty. You traded life for performance. Ask yourself, how many times have you swallowed words that burned inside you just to keep your mask intact? How many times have you denied your own thoughts, your own instincts, your own desires, just to keep playing the role written for you? You think this makes you strong, that silence is maturity, that fitting in is wisdom. Number. It makes you forgettable. History remembers the ones who tore their masks off, not the ones who wore them perfectly. Socrates, who questioned the play until Athens killed him. Galileo, who told the truth about the stars and was silenced. Even Christ, a man who broke the script of his time and was nailed to a cross for it. And yet, what do? You wake up. You put your mask on. You play your lines. And you call this living. But here's what you need to understand. The mask is never neutral. Every day you wear it, eats you alive. Every day you play the role, you lose the face underneath. You've felt it, have not you? A creeping sense of emptiness after another day of pretending. That hollow exhaustion, not from work, but from performance. That is the cost of the mask. It is not protection. It is suffocation. So, ask yourself, when was the last time you spoke without calculation? When was the last time you laughed because you truly felt joy, not because the script demanded it? When was the last time you looked someone in the eyes and did not feel the at the fakery or disgust at the fakery inside you? Because you know now, the script was never written for your freedom. It was written for your obedience. And once you taste that disgust, there's no way back. The mask slips, the herd smells it, and the crowd begins to turn. Because the moment you step off their stage, the performance is over. And nothing terrifies the actors more than someone who refuses to play their part. Awakening does not feel like light. It feels like fire. The first spark is small, a moment where the mask slips and you catch yourself pretending. You see the falseness in your laugh. You feel the hollowness in your words. And then it spreads. Suddenly, you can't laugh at the jokes that are not funny. You can't kneel to authority that doesn't deserve respect. You can't nod along when every instinct inside you is screaming no. And once that spark ignites, you can't put it out. You can't close your eyes and go back to sleep. Because awakening is irreversible. It burns the bridges you thought you needed. You stop fitting in at work. You can't sit in meetings repeating empty phrases, pretending that the numbers matter, pretending that the politics aren't a game. You feel the weight of hypocrisy crushing down on every sentence. You stop fitting in with friends. You listen to their chatter about celebrities, gossip, shallow pleasures, and all you hear is the sound of people distracting themselves from their own emptiness. You want to scream, but you stay silent, because you know they won't understand. You even stop fitting in with family. At gatherings when everyone follows the script, smile, eat, small talk, you feel like a ghost haunting a room full of actors. You sit among them, but you don't belong. And this is the moment most people break, because belonging feels safe. Belonging feels warm. And when that warmth is ripped away, the cold is unbearable. Look at history. Socrates saw too clearly. He exposed the lies of Athens, shattered their illusions, and the city responded by giving him poison. They didn't want truth. They wanted comfort, and he made them uncomfortable. Whistleblowers in every age have faced the same fate. The moment they reveal the script, the hidden deals, the corruption, the fraud, they are exiled. They are hunted. They are erased from polite society. Mystics who saw beyond the veil were branded heretics, witches, lunatics. They were cast out, tortured, or burned alive. Not because they were wrong, but because they saw too much. This is the law of awakening. The more you see, the less you belong. At first, this terrifies you. You wonder if you've gone insane. You wonder if the problem is you. You wonder if you should just glue the mask back on and keep pretending. But deep down, you can't. Because once the script is exposed, pretending feels worse than exile. And so, you walk away. Not out of choice, but out of necessity. You stop returning calls, you stop forcing the laughter, you stop kneeling. Bridge by bridge, the ties burn. And when the smoke clears, you are left standing alone. But here is the secret the crowd will never tell you. That loneliness is not weakness, it is power. Yes, you've lost the comfort of belonging. Yes, you've been branded an outsider. But you've gained something far greater. The ability to live without lies. The herd survives by pretending. You survive by seeing. And seeing is costly. It will strip you of friends. It will strip you of certainty. It will strip you of illusions. But it will also strip you of chains. So, do not fear the bridges burning behind you. They were never leading anywhere worth going. Do not mourn the people who walk away from you. They were never walking beside you, only beside your mask. Be proud, because the fire that isolates you is also the fire that purifies you. It leaves only what is real. And if you endure it, you will emerge untouchable. Awakening destroys your old life, but it gives you something your old life could never give you. It gives you yourself. Awakening is not celebrated. It is punished. You think people would thank you for showing them reality. You think they would be grateful for the mirror you hold up. But the truth is this. Society does not reward truth tellers. Society crucifies them. Because truth is not comforting. Truth is not entertaining. Truth is dangerous. When you refuse the script, you don't just step off the stage. You expose the stage itself. And the actors hate you for it. They don't want the illusion broken. They don't want the mask ripped away. They want to keep pretending. And so, they turn on you. You become the scapegoat, the problem, the one who must be silenced. It doesn't matter if what you say is true. What matters is that you disturb the play. History has always known this. Machiavelli warned, "The one who points out new truths makes enemies of all who profit from the old lies." Expose the hidden structure, and you become the enemy of the many. Reveal the trick, and the crowd will call for your blood. Socrates was killed not because he lied, but because he told the truth. Christ was nailed to a cross not because he was powerless, but because he refused to wear the mask. Every whistleblower, every rebel, every seer has faced the same verdict: exile, silencing, destruction. Today the tools are different, but the pattern is the same. They don't burn you at the stake. They cancel you. They erase you. They strip your reputation, your livelihood, your voice, until you crawl back begging for acceptance. This is society's defense mechanism. It must destroy those who won't perform, because the crowd knows one awakened mind is contagious. One refusal to play threatens the entire play. One person standing outside the herd shows the herd that escape is possible, and that is unforgivable. So if you awaken, prepare for this punishment. You will be called arrogant. You will be called insane. You will be called dangerous. They will twist your words. They will laugh at you. They will cast you out. Not because you are wrong, but because you are right. Not because you are weak, but because you are strong enough to see. And when the punishment comes, you must remember, this is not proof of your failure. It is proof of your freedom, because only slaves are safe in the herd. Only actors are loved on the stage, but truth tellers, they are feared. And to be feared is better than to be forgotten. Exile feels like death at first. The silence is heavy. The loneliness cuts deep. Every instinct inside you screams to run back, to beg the herd to take you in again. But then something happens. A shift, a realization. You are free. For the first time, no one is watching. No one is demanding you play the role. No one is holding you to the script. And in that silence, in that loneliness, you discover a truth most people will never know. Belonging is a cage. When you belonged, every move was chained. You laughed when expected. You spoke when allowed. You swallowed your thoughts so they would not offend. You lived not as yourself, but as a character approved by the crowd. But now, standing outside, the cage is gone. Yes, you are alone. Yes, you are unwelcome. But for the first time, you are real. Nietzsche called this condition being untimely. The untimely man does not fit his age. He walks against the current of his time, out of rhythm with the crowd. He is mocked. He is despised. But he is free. Because to walk in step with the herd is easy. It is warm. It is safe. But it is also slavery. The untimely man walks alone. He pays the price of isolation, but he holds the prize of sovereignty. Do not confuse this with joy. Freedom is not happiness. Freedom is weight. It is responsibility. It is the crushing knowledge that no one will rescue you. No one will comfort you. No one will carry the blame for your choices. And yet, it is precisely this burden that makes you powerful. The herd runs from it. They run to comfort, to roles, to masks. They run into chains because they are too weak to carry the burden of freedom. But you have carried exile. You have felt the terrible weight, and you did not break. So now you stand where few ever stand. Alone, yes, but sovereign. No one owns you. No one dictates your words. No one writes your lines. You owe nothing, not to their expectations, not to their judgments, not to their fragile illusions. This is the paradox. Exile feels like loss, but it is the truest form of victory. Because in losing the herd, you found yourself. And once you taste this terrible freedom, you will never trade it back for comfort. You will never crawl back to the cage. Because the crowd may belong, but you are free. You've seen the script of society. You've burned the bridges. You've endured the exile. And now you stand in the cold silence of freedom. The question is, what will you do with it? Because freedom without direction is just emptiness. It is not enough to tear down the false script. You must write your own. Carl Jung called this process individuation, the creation of a self that is whole, not a mask. It is the work of taking the fragments you've hidden, the parts you've repressed, the truths you've buried, and forging them into one unified being. Society wants you fragmented. It wants you divided against yourself, torn between the role you play and the person you are. That division keeps you weak. It keeps you compliant. But once you have seen the lie, once you have endured the exile, you are called to unify, to write a personal code, not borrowed from religion, not handed down by tradition, not scripted by culture. A code forged in your own fire. This is not the comfort of belonging. This is the raw pride of sovereignty. The crowd measures their worth by approval. You must measure yours by alignment. Do your actions align with your code? Do your words align with your truth? Does your life align with the self you have chosen to be? If the answer is yes, you are living as few ever will. If the answer is no, you are still enslaved, even in exile. Look at the ones who walked this path before you. Nietzsche, who refused to bend his will to the morality of the herd, and instead carved his own. Marcus Aurelius, who ruled as emperor, yet followed a personal code of discipline and philosophy, not the empty applause of Rome. Tesla, who abandoned wealth and social acceptance to live by his vision, alone but unbent. Their greatness was not in belonging, it was in standing apart and writing their own lines. So, now the challenge is set before you. You cannot return to the herd. You cannot unknow the script. The only way forward is authorship. Write your script. Write it with discipline. Write it with defiance. Write it so clearly that every step you take, every word you speak, every silence you hold, all of it approves. No borrowed beliefs, no secondhand morality, no counterfeit. Only the sovereignty of a man who belongs to no one but himself. Yes, the crowd will hate. Yes, the herd will mock you. But their laughter is meaningless. For while they perform, you create. While they obey, you command. While they live by a script they never wrote, you live by the one you forge with your own hand. And that is the foundation of greatness. This is the turning point. The moment when everything you've seen, everything you've lost, and everything you've endured finally converges. You are no longer the man begging for belonging. You are no longer the actor desperate for approval. You are no longer the obedient shadow reciting lines you didn't write. That weak self, the one who smiled when he wanted to scream. The one who obeyed when he wanted to resist. The one who lived by the script, he is dead. And in his place stands something else, something rarer, something untouchable. Look back at what has happened to you. You saw the script, the illusion shattered, the masks around you slipped. You saw the grand stage of society, performance. You burned the bridges. You stopped laughing at fake jokes. You stopped kneeling to fake authority. You stopped pretending to belong. And the fire consumed your old ties. You were punished. The herd branded you arrogant, dangerous, insane. They exiled you, mocked you, tried to erase you. But you endured. You tasted exile. You bore the cold silence of freedom. And in that loneliness, you discovered the truth. Belonging was the cage. Exile was the key. And then you began to write. Not society's script, not their morality, not their hollow codes. Your script, your law, your truth. Now comes the transformation. Society believes you are rejected, but you know the inversion. They are the ones enslaved. They are the ones trapped in a play they can't stop performing. They are the ones who belong, and that belonging is their prison. But you are free precisely because you are cast out. You are powerful precisely because you are feared. You are sovereign precisely because you stand alone. This is the forbidden circle, the place reserved for the few who endure the fire, and you have entered it. Understand this. From this moment on, you are untouchable. They cannot manipulate you because you no longer crave their approval. They cannot control you because you no longer beg for their belonging. They cannot destroy you because what they call punishment is your proof of power. You are not a man who was rejected. You are a man who was chosen. Chosen by the truth, chosen by the fire, chosen by exile. You walk a path that terrifies the herd because it demands courage they don't possess. And that is why they fear you. That is why they whisper about you. That is why they call you dangerous. Because you are. Think of the greats who walked before you. Socrates drank poison rather than betray his truth. Nietzsche shattered the illusions of his age, even as it drove him into madness. Machiavelli told rulers the truths of power that no one dared admit. Tesla built visions the herd could not even comprehend, alone in his exile. They were not ordinary. They were not safe. They were sovereign. And now, you join them. Not as a follower, but as a brother. Not as a shadow, but as a light too blinding for the crowd to bear. So, from this moment forward, carry yourself differently. Walk into rooms with the knowledge that you are no longer one of them. Your eyes see what theirs cannot. Your mind goes where theirs will never follow. Your soul stands where theirs will never dare. Do not apologize for this. Do not soften yourself to make them comfortable. Do not crawl back to the cage to soothe their fear. You were not born to fit in. You were born to stand apart. You were not born to be ordinary. You were born to be sovereign. Remember this law. Most people will live and die inside the script. They will never question. They will never awaken. They will never break free. But you are not most people. You saw, you endured, you transformed. You are untouchable. You are feared. You are free. This is where it ends. Not with comfort, not with applause, with a command. Stop apologizing. Stop softening. Stop bending yourself to fit inside cages too small for you. You are not here to perform. You are not here to kneel. You are not here to beg for crumbs of approval from people who can't even approve of themselves. You have seen the script, and once you see, you cannot unsee. So, walk away. Walk away from the laughter that isn't real. Walk away from the rituals that mean nothing. Walk away from the crowd that will never understand you. Yes, you will walk alone. Yes, the path is cold. But the cold is cleaner than the false warmth of the herd. And the silence of exile is louder than their endless noise. This channel is not for the many. It is not for the comfortable. It is for the rare. For the ones who refuse the mask. For the ones who will endure exile rather than live a lie. For the ones who understand that to walk alone is the price of sovereignty. If you are one of them, then you know what to do. Subscribing here is not casual. It is not entertainment. It is initiation. Initiation into a circle of minds who see through the illusions. Initiation into a brotherhood of outsiders who refuse to bow. Initiation into the dangerous freedom of those who cannot be tamed. Most will remain trapped. They will perform their roles until death closes the curtain. They will smile. They will nod. They will obey. They will never awaken. But you are not most, you see? And from this day forward, you walk untouchable.
Of course. I'm ready. Affirmative. The world is ours. With much thanks. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you, my friend. You lead the way. Lead the way, my friend. Go, I'll follow. They shall regret this day.
How does the world around us work, and what is real? These questions are not only central to scientific and philosophical discourse, but have been circulating since the dawn of human consciousness. Is there a physical reality that is independent of us? Does objective reality exist at all? Or is the structure of everything, including space and time, created by the perceptions of those observing it? When we think about reality, we often assume that what we see, hear, and experience is an accurate reflection of the world around us. However, two different fields of study, neuroscience and philosophy, offer different perspectives on the nature of reality and how we perceive it. Neuroscience tells us that our brain creates our reality. It takes in input from our senses and creates a model of the world we experience. This model is what we call reality. Our brains use this model to make predictions about what will happen next based on past experiences and sensory input. But how accurate is this model of reality? Is it possible that our brains are creating a distorted version of the world around us? Research suggests that our perceptions are not always reliable and that our brains can be easily tricked. Optical illusions, for example, demonstrate how our brains can be deceived by simple visual stimuli. I'll show you later in the video. On the other hand, philosophy tells us that reality is something that exists independent of our minds. It exists outside our brains and can be known through reason and observation. According to this view, the reality is objective and exists whether or not we are there to perceive it. However, this raises the question of how we can know anything about reality. If we rely on our senses to perceive the world, and our senses are fallible, how can we be sure that what we perceive is accurate? This is a central problem in philosophy known as the problem of knowledge. One possible resolution to this problem is to rely on reason and logic to understand reality. By using reason and observation, we can arrive at conclusions about the nature of reality that are not dependent on our subjective perceptions. But even this approach is not foolproof. Our reasoning abilities can be flawed, and our observations can be influenced by our preconceptions and biases. So where does this leave us in our understanding of reality? It seems that neither neuroscience nor philosophy offers a complete picture of how we perceive the world around us. The truth may lie somewhere in between a combination of our sensory input, cognitive processes, and reasoning abilities. This business about the distinction between things in themselves and things as they appear has troubled philosophers for years, but what does it have to do with modern physics, specifically the story of quantum theory? In fact, such questions have dogged the theory almost from the moment of its inception in the 1920s. Ever since it was discovered that atomic and subatomic particles exhibit both localized, particle-like properties, and delocalized wave-like properties, physicists have become raveled in a debate about what we can and can't know about the true nature of physical reality. Parmenides, one of the greatest of the pre-Socratic thinkers, talked about the nature of reality, in which he argues that the world we see is an illusion. The real nature of the world is unavailable to our senses but accessible to us through reason. Furthermore, this real world is unchanging, unified, and timeless. Parmenides' arguments began with the idea that we cannot have a rational concept of nothingness. Since nothingness can't exist, he held there was no empty space. Without empty space to move into, he maintained motion was impossible. He continued in this way until he refuted the ideas of change, difference, and ending. He then turned to the world we interact with, explaining it as mere appearances. His proposition that our senses are useless when looking for truth has proven enduring. That the physical reality is not real. But what does that mean for us? Keep watching to find out. Quantum mechanics was born out of the intense quest for a description of the infinitesimal, to find smaller and smaller measurements of physical reality. It was Niels Bohr who eventually perfected the theory when he described the atom as consisting of a positively charged atomic nucleus with negatively charged electrons orbiting around it, like a mini solar system. Things became completely baffling when the world that had always been hidden from us, the world of the infinitesimal, gradually began to reveal itself. The microscopic world proved to be fundamentally different from the world as it was normally perceived and described by physical laws. This world obeyed different laws, and nothing was certain anymore. However, all the calculations of quantum mechanics are so amazingly accurate that there must be a reality behind it, but one that is hidden from our direct perception.
So let's say you're sitting at home and you're bored because let's say it's 1977 and there's no such thing as the internet or smartphones. Looking for something to do to entertain yourself, you suddenly remember that heap of sand that's in the corner of your living room. I mean, everyone's got one of those. So you decide you're gonna relocate the heap of sand to another part of the living room. Except just to make it fun, you decide to move the heap one grain at a time. Why would you do such a thing? Well, kids, because the one thing they did have in the 70s were drugs. Really, really good drugs. So as you're moving the sand grain by grain, a thought occurs to you. At what point does the heap of sand not become a heap anymore? Obviously, if you move one grain, it's still a heap. Same thing with 2 or 3. But what about 100? 1,000? And once it's not a heap anymore, what exactly is it, besides a big mess on your floor that you're gonna have to clean up later? The sororities paradox is all about the vagueness of language. Because the word heap doesn't have a specific quantity assigned to it, the nature of a heap is subjective. It also leads to false premises. For example, if you try the paradox in reverse, you start with a single grain of sand, which is not a heap. Then you could argue that 1 grain of sand plus another grain of sand is also not a heap. Then 2 grains of sand plus another grain of sand is also not a heap. This continues until the statement, a quadribajillion grains of sand is not a heap, which, as we know, does not make sense. Of course, moving a pile of sand from one part of the floor to another part doesn't make a lot of sense either. This experience teaches us 2 things. First, language can be subjective and may have a different meaning from person to person. And secondly, don't do drugs, kids, especially in the 70s. But what you should.
Si papi no cocaine.
Have you heard of edging? Well, today we're going to talk all about it. Pros, cons, and is it safe? I'm Dr. Rena Malik, urologist and pelvic surgeon. And make sure you subscribe and share this channel with your friends. Edging is described as orgasm control, or trying to essentially get to the point of climax and then preventing orgasm to delay the active orgasm. This can be done by yourself or with a partner and can be incorporated in many different kinds of sex, including oral, anal, or penetrative intercourse. So why do people do it and what are the pros? Well, number 1 is to potentially increase pleasure. So the thought of doing edging is that as you delay orgasm, it builds up the tension and allows a bigger release when an orgasm essentially does occur, causing increased pleasure. Number 2, it can offer a way to kind of enhance your connection with your partner if you're doing it with a partner. It allows you to kind of explore together and potentially even time your orgasms to occur at the same time, which may bring joy to a partner and allow for increased intimacy. Number 3, it can be a learning process. So using edging can allow you to really see what sort of stimuli are very pleasurable versus what are less pleasurable, and allow you to understand your body better and really obtain more information about what causes you to reach orgasm and what you can do to help prevent it. Next, it can allow you greater control. So some people really want to have control over how long they can delay orgasm for, allowing for a longer period of intercourse and potentially more pleasure for both themselves and their partner, as I described earlier. And lastly, we often prescribe something similar to this for men with premature ejaculation. I've made several videos on premature ejaculation, so make sure you check those out. But essentially, premature ejaculation is ejaculating before you or your partner wants to, causing distress. And this usually happens within the first 2 minutes of intercourse. So the stop-start method is essentially when you feel that you're about to achieve climax, you stop for 30 seconds and then you resume. Sometimes you can also add a squeeze where the partner squeezes the glands or head of the penis to help kind of prevent reaching orgasm, and then you go back to it. So how well does it actually work? Well, the data we have is from the premature ejaculation data. It hasn't been studied really well in people using edging for pleasure purposes or people who just want to try something new. So there's one really interesting study that looked at 36 couples, and they divided them into two categories. One is the traditional stop-start method, which is often discussed and described by urologists to teach patients how to prevent premature ejaculation. Another was other techniques to delay ejaculation without having to stop sexual activity, to kind of allow it to continue, which is what I imagine many people are using when they're doing edging at home. So they first explain what happens during sexual excitation. There are a few things that our body does when our bodies are getting excited prior to the point of no return or about to have climax. First of all, the tension in your muscles increases. That can be in your abdominal muscles, your pelvic floor muscles, your gluteal muscles. They're all increasing in tension. Your respiration starts going more and more rapidly. Often people are thrusting their pelvis more aggressively. Often people are very focused on the sensations that they're occurring that are causing sexual stimulation, as well as increasing the rapidity of their pelvic thrust, and overall just having more pleasure. So the way to essentially prevent climax from happening is to increase the length of this sexual excitation phase. So they describe a couple things in this study that you can do to help prevent early climax. And one of these is to actually do some abdominal breathing or belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing, essentially because during sexual excitation, as I mentioned previously, there is an increase in how fast you're breathing. And usually you're using kind of your chest rather than your belly. So focusing on abdominal breathing will also relax the muscles a bit so they're not so tense all the time. Also, trying to focus on extending the pleasure with moderate intensity rather than going hard and fast, trying to kind of slow down and appreciate what you're feeling and enjoying the journey and not just focusing on reaching climax. And they really stress that you shouldn't try to distract yourself from the sexual stimuli by thinking of something not sexual, because that can really cause a lot of discomfort and anxiety during the sexual encounter and is really not actually adding to the experience. In this 36 couples, they measured their time to ejaculation or intra-ejaculatory latency time by using a stopwatch. They asked the female partner to measure the start of intercourse till the ejaculation time, and they did it before the treatment, then after the treatment, and then 3 months later. And what they found was that pretty much before, they were all less than a minute to ejaculation. And what they found was that after doing these exercises or doing the stop-start method, people were able to extend their intra-ejaculatory latency time up to 7 minutes, meaning they were able to go from less than a minute to 7 minutes before reaching climax. So certainly it does work and certainly offers some potential for increased pleasure. But what are the cons of edging? So some of these I've talked about in my last video on masturbation techniques that might be ruining your sex life. One of these is it may cause blue balls. So blue balls is what we call epididymal hypertension. And the reason for this is that when you're having arousal, blood flow increases to all the pelvic floor muscles, including those that are near the testicles. And all this increased blood flow usually is released when you reach a climax. But when you don't reach a climax, the blood flow hangs around and then causes this heavy pressure discomfort feeling, which many people call blue balls. And so this certainly can happen when you're edging. The second thing is idiosyncratic masturbation. So if you're doing a lot of edging, specifically with masturbation, it can lead to you getting really used to that specific form of stimulation. A hand, or even for women using toys, can become your preferred way of masturbation. So this can make it more difficult to climax when you're with your partner, because a vagina may not cause as firm of a grip as a hand, or a penis may not offer the same sort of stimulation that a vibratory sex aid would. And so lastly, the other problem is this can lead to some delayed ejaculation, difficulty reaching climax, or just overall dissatisfaction. So when you're trying to reach climax, right, you're aroused, you're into it, and if you stop doing whatever that activity is, it can reduce arousal, making it more difficult to then reach that same level of arousal again for some individuals. And so in that case, it can lead to frustration, discomfort, and essentially a lot of pressure, because now you feel this pressure to perform and climax at the time where your partner is waiting or when you're trying to reach climax. It's really important, of course, if you're going to participate in edging with a partner, that you talk about it, make sure you're both on the same page and you're both consenting adults and want to proceed that way. And lastly, I want to cover a couple small questions that people ask me about edging. So how long should you edge for? Well, I think really it depends on you individually. There's no right or wrong time. As I mentioned previously, and other studies that have looked at forms of edging for premature ejaculation, they've seen that it extends intercourse by about 7 to 9 minutes. So is that a reasonable amount of time? Certainly. Most people, I would say, probably go to the half an hour mark. If you're spending lots and lots of time edging to enhance your pleasure, as long as it's not starting to interfere with your daily life, your quality of life, your overall happiness, there's really no problem in doing whatever you enjoy. But if you find that you are constantly engaging in edging, or you're starting to have discomfort or feeling sort of tension all the time in the pelvic floor, while this is extremely rare, I'd certainly see some people who come in who just have chronic pain down there because they've been doing a lot of edging. And so I would say if you're feeling okay and you're living your life and you're happy and you and your partner are happy, there's really no harm in engaging in it. Last question I often get is what happens to that semen if you don't ejaculate? Like, is it gonna back up in your body? And the answer is no, nothing's gonna happen. If you don't ejaculate, either your body will reabsorb the semen or you will ejaculate at nighttime and have a nocturnal emission. If you want to learn more
Or
about
have a
nocturnal
wet
emissions, I
dream
made an
like
entire
me.
video about that, so make sure you check it out. As
That's
always,
what
I hope
happened
you
when I
enjoyed
tried
this
to do
video
the
and learned a
semen
ton.
retention
And always
thing.
remember to take care of yourself because you're worth it.
I ejaculated in my dreams, for real. No, I'm not lying, I'm telling the truth. I ejaculated in my dreams, I swear to God. Wallah. Hey, stop doing that, bro. Stop doing that. Stop doing that, bro. Stop making noise here. You're gonna become a school shooter. You're like a school shooter, bro. Don't do that. You're learning things today. I'm sorry. I think I'll just mute you.
Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. Wonderful deep diving. We're out here in the heart of nature. Butterflies are floating all over the place, and there's no place I'd rather be than with the birds, bees, leaves, and trees. Let's breathe, deep divers. Oh, that was so amazing. Let's go, deep divers. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Raising the frequency, raising the vibration. Take that, take that, take that. Good ass energy I'm sending to you, deep divers. Look, shout out to everyone who's joined the new Ralph Smart Patreon page for all new exclusive content that's gonna help you become your greatest version. Click the link down below. So, for people who feel low, fed up, tired, depressed, watch this.
Yes, that's me.
This information right here, deep divers, is gonna blow your mind. I want everyone to hit that like button right now if you support the real. Once again, hit that like button right now if you support the real, because we got a whole lot to talk about. There are so many people right now on the planet who feel low. They're tired, they're burnt out, they're fed up, they're depressed, and I've been there, done that, got the shirt.
That's the way we do
But I found a way out, deep divers. And you see, it can affect anyone at any time. And we're gonna go through what to do. If you find out that you're really tired all of a sudden, you're fed up with life all of a sudden, you're depressed all of a sudden, and you're feeling low, and you don't know what to do, well, the cat down the road is gonna help you out. Are you ready, deep divers? Look. If you are watching this video, this is your confirmation. You are about to overcome anything that's been weighing heavy on your mind, body, and soul, and you will rise again. Okay, just say thank you. Deep divers, for people who feel low, tired, fed up with life, depressed, watch this. Oh, I'm about to drop some gems and jewels. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there?
Hello
Become your
there.
greatest version, deep divers. Yes, that's what a lot of people aspire to do every single day. The truth is, sometimes reality can hit you like a ton of bricks. Wow. And all of a sudden, each and every one of us can go through life experiences that kind of bring us down. Our energies are low. We feel tired, exasperated. We feel fed up with everything, including the cat down the road. And we might even feel depressed. Now, if that's you right there, watch this. Now, let me tell you, deep divers, what's helped me along my journey. Yes, I am an alchemist. And regardless of whatever's happening out there, I always choose to feel inner peace in here. At the same time, when I was along my early journey and I would feel low sometimes, or tired or, just overwhelmed with everything in life, the work stress, home stress, all kind of problems, right? I realized that this is happening for a brief moment in time. And sometimes we can actually lose sight that actually it's all passing. It's just passing, deep divers. Anything you're going through is just passing by. 4 words, this too shall pass. The good news is that nothing lasts forever. Not even how you're feeling. Isn't that something, right? So anytime you feel low, tired, fed up with life, depressed, realize this too shall pass. But while it's happening, while you feel this way, realize that your feelings are valid. Like anyone who tells you to pick yourself up and snap out of it instantly, no, don't listen to them. Sometimes you actually need to feel low. There's a reason why the universe gave you a whole range of emotions for a reason. It didn't say, okay, bypass sadness, bypass feeling low. No, it put those emotions inside of you to give you a message that it's okay. It's okay to feel the way you do. And a lot of people have no idea about this. They think it's totally unacceptable to feel low. Like, I gotta be happy 24/7. I gotta be so energetic because I'm here in Miami. Everyone is partying. I gotta do the same thing. I can never take a day off, right? I gotta go and see my mom, my dad, and all of these people. I gotta be at my best, always smiling, always cheery. No, you don't have to do that. Deep divers, remind yourself it's totally okay to feel low. Be tired, be fed up with life, and even depressed. It's okay. Now you feel relieved, right? You feel relieved. I've given you permission to feel low, deep divers. Give yourself permission to feel low. Now, once you've done that, realize this, okay? That it's okay to get down. We've established that, okay? It's okay to feel low. It's okay to get down. At the same time, it's your choice if you're gonna stay down. Let me repeat that. Slow motion this side. It's okay to get down, but it's your choice. Deep divers, if you're gonna stay down. I never stay down for too long. Sometimes life knocks me down. I roll over, look up at the stars and say, wow. Sometimes life knocks me down and I just start doing some push-ups, right? I realize, deep divers, life is not something happening to me, it's happening for me. And every single day, we've got to remind ourselves that it's okay to get down, but we always have the choice if we're gonna stay down or not. I'm not gonna stay down. I didn't come here to stay down. I came here to rise from the ashes like the phoenix. In your life, remind yourself that you've got to stop feeling like a victim. Life is not out to get you. Situations aren't here to get you. People aren't out to get you. You are out to get you. You see, your best friend and your greatest enemy is actually you. There's an African proverb. When there is no enemy inside, the enemy outside can't harm you. And every single day, whenever you feel low, tired, depressed, fed up with life, realize at that precise moment, you must make peace with yourself. You must be mentally kinder to yourself. You must stop trash talking yourself. And you must have a sense of humor. And you must stop feeling like there's a vendetta against you. No, nothing could be further from the truth. The truth is the universe wants to see you win. Deep divers, the cat down the road wants to see you win. I want to see you win. But you now have to root for yourself. No matter what you're going through, always be in your corner. Be in your corner, cheering yourself on. Be your own cheerleader and say, you know what, I'm going to get back up on my feet and I'm going to have a story to tell about how I overcame adversity. Congratulations. You see, deep divers, I've realized this, that we all go through things in life that can really make us feel low, tired, fed up with everything. But it happens in a split second. And the feelings can last so long, right? And we have to remind ourselves every single day to have perspective, to say, you know what? So far, I've survived 100% of my worst life experiences. And this thing right here, it's not going to take me out. I might be down for a little bit, but I'm not going to stay there. When I'm going through hell, I'm going to keep on going. And I'm going to realize that what I'm going through is actually growing me. See, a lot of us, we don't see it that way. I realize that my hardest moments, my hardest times were actually beautiful, valuable life lessons. And I realize that actually I'm growing through, deep divers, I'm growing through what I'm going through. Let me repeat that. I'm growing through what I'm going through. You are growing through what you are going through. So whenever you feel low, tired, depressed, fed up with life, realize that actually the caterpillar feels the same way. And it has to go into its cocoon and go through that beautiful metamorphosis and then emerge as a beautiful butterfly we all adore, right? But you see, there is no light without darkness. Oh my gosh. Say it again, Ralph. There is no light without darkness. And anytime you're going through a dark period of your life, don't run away from it. Embrace it. Do the shadow work and say, you know what? Right now I feel crap. I feel really low. I'm fed up. I'm depressed. And that's okay. But just wait until tomorrow. Just wait until I become who I've always came here to be. Just wait for my return, for my transformation, because you are in the middle of your greatest transformation. You are in the process of your greatest transformation. Ralph Smart didn't just emerge as this. Ralph Smart didn't just emerge as this enlightened being doing a little samba, baby. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. I had to battle storms, swim through tsunamis. Right? Watch out for tornadoes. And I'm an alchemist. I realized that, you see, when life sends you lemons, you make lemonade. When life sends you challenges, you make the most of them and you face them. A lot of people who feel low right now, fed up, depressed, just remember one thing, that there are seasons in this earth. Summer, right? Spring, autumn, winter. You've got to remind yourself there are seasons for a reason. It's because the universe reminds us change is the only constant. So sometimes life is fantastic. You're on cloud 9, things are really moving and shaking the way you want. And then sometimes it's really quiet and you feel low because things aren't happening the way you want. And you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? It's just the season you're in, deep divers. That's what's going on. And I've had to learn this, deep divers. And actually, you know, I'm okay with it being a very neutral season where not a lot is happening. That's cool. And I've realized that in these times, I can actually reconnect with myself. Anytime you feel like, okay, things are very quiet and there's not really a lot happening and not a lot to be grateful for because nothing is happening, just say, actually, this is a time I can actually reconnect with myself. And it's a beautiful time because I love it when it's snowing. I love it when it's raining. And of course, I love the sun right now, right? So I love all the seasons, right? If it wasn't for the lows, the highs would mean nothing. What? Slow motion this side. If it wasn't for those lows, deep divers, the highs would mean nothing. I'm always neutral. I don't get too high or too low. And I realize that actually these lows are what give the highs definition. Embrace the lows, embrace the burnout, embrace feeling tired, embrace the depression, because you are evolving into something far greater than all of those experiences. That's just the raw materials. You're turning into diamonds. You're turning into gold. You're turning into rubies, sapphires. You're becoming a crystal. But you must endure some pain and some suffering. But your attitude is everything. Look, if you're feeling low right now, depressed, burnt out, fed up with life, the cat down the road feels that way too. One of the greatest things you can do for yourself, deep divers, is to stop saying, I'm fine. Stop suppressing your emotions, right? What really helped me along my journey, I spilled the beans. People are like, Ralph, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not. Then they're like, I haven't got time, Ralph, bye. I realized, deep divers, that I never say I'm fine, because fine means fearful, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. A lot of people at work, they say, I'm fine. You meet them in the streets. I'm fine. Everything is fine. I'm fine. But deep down, they're hurting. Deep down, they're crying. Deep down, they're in pain. Stop saying you're fine when something is wrong with you. Start expressing how you feel. Let it out. Let the cat down the road out of the bag, deep divers. Let your emotions spill out to the world. And you will find so much emotional freedom, and you will begin to heal yourself again. And this is how you get from feeling low to being healed, because that's the ultimate journey. You want to go from being low, being fed up, being depressed, to being healed. And that means having a greater connection with yourself, which means a greater transparency and honesty and emotional intelligence. Say, actually, I've got to stop suppressing my emotions. What if I told you, deep divers, depression is suppression? I got a big mouth. I'm never depressed these days. You know why? Because I'm speaking my heart and mind. Even years ago, when they were locking down the whole planet, I'm like, let my people go. I was like Moses, deep divers, out there with a staff. Let my people go. I was free, and I'm still free. I'm not biting my tongue. I'm going to spill the beans. And that's the reason why I can sleep real good at night. And I'm not feeling low, because I'm getting it off my chest. But there are so many people out there, they really want to speak their heart and mind. They're afraid. So it's eating them alive, and they feel low, they feel depressed, they feel fed up because they can't get it out. Get it out, deep divers. Express yourself today, okay? If you're feeling low, tired, fed up with life, depressed, listen to this. I realize, deep divers, instead of asking the universe, why is this happening to me? Like, why, of all people, are you allowing all of this to happen to me? I started to ask the universe, what are you trying to teach me? What is there for me to learn in this situation? And I realized that actually there was a whole lot. In fact, in your lowest moments, you have so much to learn, because the universe is giving you so many lessons. Like, maybe you didn't say thank you today, and that's the reason why you feel low. Because you see, when you wake up without gratitude, you're always going to feel low. There's nothing to celebrate. As soon as I wake up, I say, I'm alive. Thank you, universe. No time for feeling low. You know why? Because I made gratitude a priority. What? Slow motion this side. I want you, deep divers, today to make gratitude a top priority. As soon as you wake up, before you do anything, kiss the cat down the road, anything like that, make sure you say thank you 33 times. And then 33 times again. And then 33 times again, until you start feeling better. because gratitude will help you to raise your frequency and vibration. Remind yourself, deep divers, that so many people focus on what isn't working. They feel low. They focus on things not working out. They feel low. Your focus controls your energy. And if you want to feel higher, healed, have more energy, feel whole again, make sure you're focusing on who you are becoming. Don't focus on what you're going through, on how bad it is right now. Focus on who you're going to be once you pick your ass up and get back up. And now you're well on your way. You see, deep divers, I've realized every single day we got a choice, okay? We can cry ourselves a river, and it's okay to do that. Or we can say, actually, right now, let me reach out to someone. Let me get my support team inside of the room to help me out. Because don't think you can deal with this all by yourself. If you are feeling low, fed up, depressed, phone a friend. Meet up with someone. I'll be your friend, deep divers. I am your friend. Give me a hug right now. Look, remind yourself that when you surround yourself with people who make you feel like sunlight, everything changes for the better. I got people I can call on. I got people who are looking out for me. So I always remind myself how loved I am. You know, sometimes we feel low, we feel fed up, we feel depressed because we think nobody cares about us. Nobody loves us. We're insignificant. Nothing could be further from the truth. Remind yourself there are people out there you don't even know who look upon you highly, who love you, who accept you. And you want to remind yourself to allow these people in your life who are always having the best intentions for you. And they can also help you to pick your energy back up again, okay? If you are feeling low, depressed, come outside. Come outside, deep divers, get that sunlight. There's something called SAD, seasonal affective disorder. A lot of people who are depressed, they spend all of their times indoors. A lot of people who are feeling low, they're always in their bedroom, on the computer. Ralph Smart is always in the heart of nature, doing a little samba, baby, raising the frequency. There's no time to feel low out here in nature because everything is about elevation here. We got plants growing. We got plants and trees growing, winds blowing, leaves blowing around the place. We got the birds, bees, leaves, and trees. I'm only so grateful to be here. So come outside, get that sunlight, go hiking, be in natural, organic environments. And I guarantee you, you will go from feeling low to being healed. Every single day, remind yourself, 7-Day Vegan Challenge, how much food affects mood. It even rhymes, deep divers, food and mood, right? Every 35 days, your body makes new cells from the food you're eating. You are literally what you eat. Now, I'm making sure I'm eating whole foods, fresh fruits, vegetables every single day, and I'm feeling better. And the more you feel better, the more you're picking yourself from low to high. You're getting your energy back. You're moving your depression into expression. I like that, right? Depression into expression. And you're healing yourself at the same time. So become conscious of what you are putting into your mouth every single day, deep divers. Make sure it's contributing to your health. Look, if you are feeling low, burnt out, fed up with life, depressed, when you say depressed phonetically, depressed, say it with me, deep divers, depressed. One more time, deep rest, deep rest, deep rest. So depression is really a state of deep rest. And it's okay to be in a state of deep rest. Allow yourself to take that deep rest. Take a break. You're doing too much right now, deep divers. You're all over the place. Even the cat down the road knows that. Take a break. Take some vacation time. Take some meditation time. And make sure you're not overwhelming yourself. You're not doing a million things at once, right? I'm always slowing down. You know, what's helped me along my journey, deep divers? You've got to slow down to speed up. I'm always taking it nice and slow. Pause, no diddy. Nice and slow, and then I'm speeding up. So if you want to lift your mood back up, go from low to high, your energy levels, turn your depression into expression. Remind yourself every single day that it's on you right now to say, okay, what is the best thing I can do for myself right now? Because all the power lies in your hands to create the reality you want. Things aren't being done to you. Things are happening for you. And everything you go through is actually an opportunity for growth. Woo! So poetic, Ralph. I know. Deep divers, I want everyone to hit that like button right now if you support the real. Share this video, subscribe. Once again, hit that like button right now if you support the real. Share this video, subscribe. Also, make sure you join the new Ralph Smart Patreon page for videos which are way too spicy for YouTube that are going to help you become your greatest version. Click the link down below. Deep divers, you are growing through whatever you're going through. Allow yourself to change in the process for the better. And that's why I'm just saying, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? Beautiful deep divers, let's breathe. Oh, thank you, universe. That was so good. Let's go. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Go and check out the #1 best-selling book, Deep Divers, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/thebook. The Bible of becoming your greatest version. And Feel Alive Part 2 is on the way, Deep Divers. You're gonna love this book. Check out the latest new book, the Book of 1111 Infinite Quotes by Ralph Smart. The secret recipe for becoming your greatest version at ralphsmart.com/thebook. And go and get the good ass prana shirts, Deep Divers, for men, women, children, even cats down the road at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. And if you're a sexy ass model, woo, with a whole lot of heart, you want to model the clothing well, go and buy some. And if you want a one-to-one consultation with me, Ralph Smart, you can book that at ralphsmart.com/consultations. Deep Divers, may you all overcome anything that's been weighing heavy on your heart, mind, and soul. One love to all of you. Peace. Infinite waters, diving deep once again.
One
Stay
love,
well,
my brother. One
stay
love.
healthy. Peace. You. Once again, Deep Divers, smash that like button right now if you support the real. Share this video with someone who needs it. Subscribe to the channel. Once again, hit that like button right now if you support the real, Deep Divers, and leave a comment down below of gratitude and appreciation, and let me know how this video inspired you today. One love from the cat down the road and I. From the cat down the road and I, one love. Peace.
Yeah, nigga, I'm still fucking with you. Still waters run deep. Still Snoop Dogg and D.R.E. Nah, nigga. Guess who's back? Still doing that shit, Andre?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Check me out. It's still Dre Day, nigga. AK, nigga. Though I've grown a lot, can't keep it home a lot. Cause when I frequent the spots that I'm known to rock, you hear the bass from the truck when I'm on the block. Ladies, they pay homage, but haters say Dre fell off. How, nigga, my last album was The Chronic. They wanna know if he still got it. They say raps change. They wanna know how I feel about
If
it.
you ain't up on things,
Dr. Dre is the name, I'm ahead of my game. Still puffin' my leaf, still fuckin' the beats. Still not loving police. Still rock my khakis with a cuff and a crease. Still got love for the streets, reppin' 213. Still the beats bang, still doing my thing. Since I left, ain't too much change. Still,
I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world.
still,
Hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the
I'm
D.R.E.
representing for them gangsters all across the world.
Still,
Hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the D.R.E. Since the last time you heard from me, I lost some friends. Well, hell, me and Snoop, we dipping again. Kept my ear to the streets, signed Eminem. He's triple platinum, doing 50 a week. Still, I stay close to the heat. And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. My life's like a soundtrack, I wrote to the beat. Street rap like Cali weed, I smoke till I'm asleep. Wake up in the AM, compose a beat. I bring the fire till you're soaking in your seat. It's not a fluke, it's been tried, I'm the truth. Since turn out the lights from the world-class wrecking crew, I'm still at it, after mathematics. In the home of drive-bys and acmatics. Swap meets, sticky green and bad traffic. I dip through, then I get through the DRE.
I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world.
Still
hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
Still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE.
I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world.
Still
hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
Still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE. It ain't nothing but mohawk shit. Another classic CD for y'all to vibe with. Whether you're coolin' on the corner with your fly bitch, lay back in the shack, play this track. I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world. Still
hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
I'll break your neck, damn near put your face in your lap. Niggas try to be the king, but the ace is back.
So if you ain't up on things,
Dr. Dre be the name, still running the game, still got it wrapped like a mummy. Still ain't tripping, love to see young blacks get money. Spend time out the hood, take their moms out the hood. Hit my boys off with jobs, no more living hard. Barbecues every day, driving fancy cars. Still gon' get my regard.
I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world.
Still
hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
Still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE.
I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world.
Still
hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
Still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the
I'm
DRE.
representing for the gangsters all across the world.
Still
hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
Still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE.
Right back up in your motherfucking ass. 9, 5 plus 4 pennies. Add that shit up. DRE. Right back up on top of things. Smoke some with your dog. No stress, no seeds, no stems, no sticks. Some of that real sticky icky icky. Ooh wee. Put it in the air, air. Boy, you's a fool, DR.
How long will they move it? Yeah. It's for my nigga Kato. It's still on, nigga. We live a thug life. Thug life. How long will they move it? Yeah, nigga. Tupac and this motherfucker. All my homies drinking liquor. Tears in everybody's eyes. Niggas cried to mourn the homies' homicide. But I can't cry, instead I'm just a shoulder. Damn, why they take another soldier? I load my clip, I throw my eyes blurry. Don't worry, I get them suckers back before you blurry. Retaliate full of 187. The real niggas get to go to heaven. How long will they move me? Bury me a motherfucking G. Bitch, don't wanna die, then don't fuck with me. It's kinda hard to be stick when your homies lying dead on the bed. Get twisted, y'all don't hear me though. I'm trying hard to make amends, but I'm losing all my motherfucking friends. Damn, they should've shot me when I was born. Now I'm trapped in the motherfucking storm. How long will they move me? How long will they move me? After niggas all dead and shit. How long will they move me? I wish I could have been together. How long will they move me? Keep this shit going. Yo, son. How long will they move me? Every motherfucking day, homie. You stayed down when the other niggas didn't know me. From my heart to the trigger, you my fucking nigga. And things won't be the same without you, nigga. I remember kicking back, you wanted a lack. And going half on a motherfucking 100 sack. Smoking blunt after blunt and steady drinking. Hung around so much, you knew what I was thinking. Tell me, Lord, why you take Big Kato? So confused, not knowing which way to go. I'm going crazy, running out of fucking time. I can't take it, it's in my fucking mind. So day after day, ride after ride, we'll hook up on the other side. Watch over your family and your newborn till we meet again, homie. How long will they mourn me?
I wish it would have been another.
How long will they mourn me? It's still on, nigga. How long will they mourn me?
I wish it would have been another.
Yeah. How long will they mourn me? Rated R. Double Jeopardy. Mac 2.
Damn, a nigga tired of feeling sad. I'm tired of putting in work. I'm tired of crying. Watch my homies lead the earth. I know soon one day I'll be in the dirt and my peoples will be mourning when they get a car full of quarters. All niggas can say is that's fucked up and get tossed up, reminiscing how we grew up. Rest in love to my nigga Kato. See you in the crossroads real soon. For now, let me pull out some proof. I'll be always thinking of you, homie. Rest in peace. How long will they mourn me?
Trip and everybody gotta go, but why the fuck it had to be my nigga Kato? Another nigga fell victim to the chrome. It's enough to make it crazy. It's fucking with my dome. You only live once, soon as up a nigga had it bad since the day of my motherfucking birth. My niggas say they down and they always be my homie, but when a nigga gone, how long will you mourn me? Yeah.
I wish it would have been
Mac 10 in this motherfucker. Yeah. How long will you mourn me? Thug life, boy. Nate blowing that shit. Nate Dogg, do that shit, nigga. Yeah. How long will you move me? It's for my nigga Kato and all his kids. How long will you move me?
I wish it would have been another.
I ain't got no motherfucker. Why fuck your bitch, you fat motherfucker. West Side, bad boy killers. You know who the realest is, niggas. We bring it to you. First off, fuck your bitch in the clique you claim. West Side, when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys, niggas fuck for life. Plus, Puffy tryna see me weak, hearts I rip. Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia, some mark ass bitches. We keep on coming while we running for your juice. Steady gunning, keep on busting at the fools. You know the rules. Lil Caesar, go ask your homie how I leave you. Cut your young ass up, leave you in pieces. Now be deceased. Lil Kim, don't fuck around with real G's. Quick to snatch your ugly ass off the streets. So fuck peace. I let them niggas know it's on for life. Don't let the West Side ride the night. Bad boy murdered on wax and kill. Fuck with me and get your caps peeled. You know, see, grab your Glocks when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac. Who shot me, but your pumps didn't finish. Now you're about to feel the wrath of a menace. Nigga, I hit him up. Check this out. You motherfuckers know what time it is. I don't even know why I'm on this track. Y'all niggas ain't even on my level. I'ma let my little homies ride on you bitch made ass bad boy bitches. Feel.
Get out the way, yo, get out the way, yo. Biggie Smalls just got dropped. Little move past the mat and let me hit him in his back. Frank White need to get spanked right for setting traps. Little accident murderers, and I ain't never heard of ya. Poisonous cats attack when I'm serving ya. Spank the shake, your whole style when I gank. Guard your rank, cause I'ma slam your ass in the paint. Puffy weaker than the fucking block I'm running through, nigga. And I smoking Junior Mafia in front of you, nigga. With the ready power, tucking my gas under my Eddie Bauer. Your clout petty sour, I'll push packages every hour. Hit 'em up.
Grab your Glocks when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac. Who shot me, but your punks didn't finish. Now you're about to feel the wrath of a menace. Nigga, we hit 'em up. People, how we do it, keep it real. It's penitentiary steel. This ain't no freestyle battle. All you niggas getting killed with your mouths open. Trying to come up off of me, you in the clouds open. Smoking dope, it's like a Sherman. Niggas think they learn to fly, but they burn, motherfucker, you deserve to die. Talking about you getting money, but it's funny to me. All you niggas living bummy while you fucking with me. I'm a self-made millionaire. Thug living out of prison, pistols in the air. Biggie, remember when I used to let you sleep on the couch and beg a bitch to let you sleep in the house? Now it's all about Versace. You copy my style. 5 shots couldn't drop me. I took it and smiled. Now I'm about to set the record straight. With my AK, I'm still the thug that you love to hate. Motherfucker, I
I'm
hear
from NEW Jersey, with plenty murders occurred. words, no points of comments. We bring the drama to all you heard. Knuckle check the scenario. Little C's, I bring you fake G's to your knees, copping please in these scenario. Little Kim, is you coked up or doped up? Get your little junior wop with click smoked up. What the fuck is you stupid? I take money, crashing and mashing through Brooklyn with my click looting, shooting and polluting your block with 15 shot, cock lock to your knot. Outlaw mafia click, moving up another notch in your box top spots. Get mopped and dropped. All your fake ass East Coast props brainstormed and locked.
User, be writer, a pop style taker. I tell you to your face, you ain't shit but a faker. So for the Alizé with a chaser, about to get murdered for the paper. Edie, I mean approach the scene of the caper like a loke with low season and a choke, toting smoke. We ain't no motherfucking joke, thug life niggas better be known. We approaching in a wide open gun smoking. No need for hoping it's a battle lost. I got 'em crossed as soon as the funk is popping off. Nigga, I hit 'em up.
Now you tell me who won. I see them, they run. They don't wanna see us. Whole Junior Mafia clique dressing up trying to be us. How the fuck they gonna be the mob when we always on our job? We millionaires. Killing ain't fair, but somebody gotta do it. Oh yeah, Mob Deep. You wanna fuck with us? You little young ass motherfuckers. Don't one of you niggas got sickle cell or something? You fucking with me, nigga, you fuck around, have a seizure or heart attack. You better back the fuck up before you get smacked the fuck up. This how we do it on our side. Any of you niggas from New York that wanna bring it, bring it. But we ain't singing, we bringing drama. Fuck you and your motherfucking mama. We gon' kill all you motherfuckers. Now when I came out, I told you it was just about Biggie. Then everybody had to open their mouth with a motherfucker opinion. Well, this how we gonna do this. Fuck Mob Deep. Biggie, fuck Bad Boy as a staff, record label, and as a motherfucking crew. And if you wanna be down with Bad Boy, then fuck you too. Chino XL, fuck you too. All you motherfuckers, fuck you too. All of y'all motherfuckers, fuck you, die slow, motherfucker. My fofo make sure all y'all kids don't grow. You motherfuckers can't be us or see us. We motherfucking thug like riders, west side till we die. Out here in California, nigga, we warn you, we'll bomb on you motherfuckers. We do our job. You think you mob, nigga, we the motherfucking mob. Ain't nothing but killers and the real niggas, all you motherfuckers feel us. Our shits go triple and four quadruple. You niggas laugh cause our staff got guns in they motherfuckers' belts. You know how it is when we drop records, they felt. You niggas can't feel it, we the realest. Fuck 'em, we Bad Boy killers. We kill it, we kill it, we kill it, we kill it, we kill it.
To my last day, hitting honeys that be nasty, getting money in the fast way, and I only care halfway, but I still can't let you pass me.
You was beef to you, 3 niggas with hoodies and bats, they ain't shit compared to one small cat with gats. When we came here, we cut off all kinds of circulation, breathing, eating, the whole situation. When we do our shit for real. While you take your money for your deal and make your own beats, compose your own sheets, that's alright, but chill. I'ma spin that mill and cop only hot shit. Drop toxic, you know how the locks get. Then you can see me flying in the Bentley cockpit, locks and B.I. Hold our clique out down for years. Gang nah, but we been had our black tears. Niggas under the stairs only understand what we got. Underground, all above must get shot. You couldn't book me, Dano. Chic Luciano put the burners to all y'all. What, nigga, bringing them, calling
You already know what it's about when I run up in your house, put the gun up in your mouth and get the money out the couch. Hearing you out is senseless. Perhaps, for instance, I give this faggot a French kiss. Black gloves, no prints, dark tints. Word on the street, they ain't heard from him since. You know about life after kicking the kid in. Since me and my mid-end could flip 7 grid-am, skrid-am, the flow is forbidden. Either you riding or you dying, cause we swinging iron. Locks and popper, turning niggas in the gym hopper. Who gon' stop us? Your last joint double copper. You getting money or you running from the feds? Ain't nothing over here but 16 with one in the head. And I solemnly swear that all y'all niggas out there got a problem this year. Can I live to my last day? Hitting honeys that be nasty, getting money in the fast way, and I only care halfway, but I still can't let you pass me. Can I live to my last day? Hitting honeys that be nasty, getting money in the fast way, and I only care halfway, but I still can't let you pass me.
Before you think of keeping me down, heating me down, and flow like water, get deep and you drown with no soul. Many niggas roll with no goal. Even a small gun got a little black hole. Your destiny is something you can never figure out. Niggas is never happy till there's blood up in your mouth. There's a lot of killers, but who the hell are you to blame? There's a lot of dead. How the hell you take the pain? Live with it. Got money, you better give with it. My man had a thug in him, did his bid with it. Get married to the game, but never have a kid with it. Advice from the wise. Slice the pies. Too many schemes devise. When dreams collide, teams provide. War for the street to absorb. You stashed in the ceiling and you slept on the floor. Only a blind thug will fall in love with a whore.
Who the fuck wanna squeeze? My deserties make MCs freeze. You're waking up in cold sweats, they just dreams. You still apologizing, analyzing my size and your sizing, realizing a fist fight will be asinine. You just pop wines, I must pop nines. Genuine steel piece, nozzle in your grill piece. You shook up, 2 bricks, every cook up. We can hook up, all I see is the future. Disrespect, I shoot you. By the way, them bricks get flipped weekly. Sold by soldiers that mix weed with the league. Die for $1, nigga, life ain't sweet. Play for keeps, wet shirts with experts on the creep. I beef is my fiance, I'm about to marry it. Illegal transactions and Farragut with Arabics. Why not? They fit 12 up in the bedroom. Imagine what they stash is like. Make you a classic like my first LP. Beef with me